Hello, my name is Ilona and today is Monday, September 18th, 2023, and I started looking at some information here in the Dutch media, which I thought was very interesting. Maybe not that interesting for people outside of the Netherlands, but I thought it probably is a sign of the times and probably has to do in other countries as well, is that our communication network for the police and the ambulances and anyone that helps out, that system is called C2000 here in the Netherlands. And for 20 years, it's a disaster. They have a similar system in Belgium, which is called Astrid. There is no issue there. And it's very interesting to see what the difference is between the Dutch system used and the Belgium system. Well, first of all, people in Belgium, the system being used is actually done by a company who doesn't make any profit. So it's a non-profit company running it. While here in the Netherlands, it is part of the Ministry of Safety and Justice here in the Netherlands. That should tell you something. So there's a lot of bureaucratic things happening here. While in a company, it's more smoothly run. It also sees the people, the police and the ambulances, they see it as paying customers, which means that if there are issues, they're dealt with in like 1 to 3 days. While here in the Netherlands, apparently, there are lists made. So if there are complaints, they make lists. And the list from 2019, let that sink in. That's 4 years ago. 2019, apparently a few things have been worked on. But the list from 2021, these are the complaints about this system. Nothing has been done. So I'm not really sure what happened with 2020. Maybe they don't even have a list because of everything that happened, of course, the past 3 years. But just imagine. Nothing is done. 2021. So there's a lot of criticism there, but it's interesting to me that this shows especially that the government is just so inefficient in running anything. They're completely inadequate for this job, and it's really sad to see. That really is a telltale sign that the government is not there for the people, because this is going to lead to disasters. The police cannot communicate well, ambulances, things like that, especially with what's been happening for the past 3 years and 2 years because of what they came out with, these things. We know that it's going to be a disaster. People will unfortunately die because of miscommunication. People are not be able to get through, and it's just so sad, and nothing's being done. So I think that this is part of a bigger picture of really what's going on with governments, with bureaucracy, that it's really just not there for the people. We really need to get rid of so much concerning that. The other thing I also wanted to mention, very interesting, is a letter that came up. This is in the Dutch media about the war Pope Pius XII. And he already knew in 1942 there's a letter that told him about the camps, because the Vatican apparently has been denying that they knew about this, but this is clearly stating that they knew about it in 1942. Of course, people most likely watching my videos are already aware of this, but this is in the Dutch media. Dus most likely this will spread as well. This will not just be in the Dutch media, but it's very interesting that this is coming out. And I just have a feeling more and more things about the Vatican are coming out, and they're probably going to respond to this, because this doesn't make them look very good now, does it? But I think that's the entire point. If you just see the narrative that things are falling apart, all these institutions that were so well protected in the past are falling apart. They don't have that protection anymore, and things are coming out now, because I assume that that letter's been there for a very long time. And if you really think about it, why did they save that letter, to be very honest? Interesting that it's coming out now. So I see this as a sign that all these all these organizations that were so well protected by the dark energies, nothing really came out. it's falling apart, and that's why we see these things coming out. Another thing which is really sad but important that it's mentioned in the Dutch media as well is there is people are trying to take care of certain in the with the earthquake in Morocco, they are afraid things will happen to, well, in this case, the little girls there, used for trade, used for other things. I do believe that with boys, same thing can be said. They need protection, and they really are watching out. That's what they're saying. The authorities there are really watching out that nothing will happen to them. But it's important that people read this and finally are beginning to understand. Of course, people watching my videos, they know. But a lot of people are completely not aware that, especially when there are disasters happening, refugees camp, all these situations are perfect, so to speak, for trades, for things with children, disappearing children, things like that. So this needs to come out. People need to become aware that this is happening. So to me, this is a good sign that it is in the media. Of course, more things need to come out, but this is a start. The people are starting to understand, wait a minute, so there's a disaster going on. This has an effect on children there. Very important that they make that connection. So in the video here, I want to take a look at the investigation against Russell Brand. And I find this very interesting. To me, it feels like this is done on purpose because he's been speaking out for quite some time now on his own platform against pharmaceuticals, against, what's going on, the agendas. I've seen pictures from his beginning period, which are very dark with all kinds of symbolism. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if he is from the dark energies and probably switched. Whether he had a choice or not, my guess is that he changed his perspective, so to speak. And that they are purposely now attacking him, not just to get rid of him, but I think it's going to be used to show what really goes on when you speak out. They come up with certain allegations. They try to push you to the side. We've had the same things happening for a long time in politics, in the media. When people were speaking out, their reputation was ruined, looked upon like they're crazy. No one's going to take them seriously. This has been done for a very long time, and people are starting to see this. The cards I've got, first of all, is the Strength card. The Ace of Pentacles, to me, this is a yes. This is purposely done to show this. It's part of a plan. We've got the Knight of Pentacles here. But, they are, sorry about that. They are attacking him. Knight of Swords, ready to attack, ready to come out. And I've got the King of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups for the future. I think he will be moving away from this. I'm not sure if it's going to stick. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's very suspicious, and that's what this is about. It's about the timing, that right now when he's really speaking out, so much is coming out now through him, of course through other channels as well, but it's very interesting. I think he will be moving away from this. I think the biggest thing here is about showing people that this has been done, and this isn't the first time. People need to make that connection, understanding that's what they do. If you speak out, they don't like you, you get allegations, you get your reputation tarnished, all kinds of things are happening to you, and there's not much you can do because so far they've had the media, but that is falling apart. And I've already saw some clips from him speaking out about this. Well, this is suspicious. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about Big Pharma. I'm talking about all these things. And now suddenly these things come up. And it's the BBC and other media organizations actually starting this investigation. I'm not sure if anything will completely come out of this. I see him moving away from this. But it's really about showing this, that people are aware that this has been happening. And really, this is their way of shutting people up. This is their method. And people need to be aware of that. So I think that's why this is happening now with Russell Brand. Just like with Mr. T. You see it weaponized, you see all these allegations, these idiotic, and it's shown to be idiotic. So people can see this is getting ridiculous. That's the point. Normally, couple of years ago, they could have easily done this and there was no way for him to truly speak his mind. There was no audience, at least, or, not this big of an audience he was capable of reaching, because the media were fully in control. We have now other platforms, other ways, the independent media. And it's very important now, and it's kind of, how do you say this? Influencing each other now, and a lot of people are moving away from the normal media, are looking now at the independent media because they're sick and tired of all these lies, and this is part of it. This is part of waking people up. The other thing I wanted to look at is the energy for this week. We have the Queen of Cups, the Five of Cups, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. To me, this feels like something will come out from the past, most likely, or something will happen this week that will lead to a lot of pain, or a lot of disappointment will come out. But I have a feeling it is from a past thing. This has to do with karma, so something karmic will come up that is necessary for people to see it, to feel it, to also deal with it, because we cannot heal something that we just don't know, that people are not aware of. That's the case in our own lives. We need to become aware of who we truly are. If we still carry things with us, we need to look at those things, because then we can get moving. So something's going to come up. I have a feeling it's from the past. Something very sad, very hurtful, a lot of disappointment, but it's necessary to keep moving, to get things moving, so people can connect with their intuition, with their feelings, with their emotions. So I think it's going to be quite an emotional week, but something I think could be something new, but I have a feeling it is or connected to something old, or something old is going to become put on the forefront to heal. It's very important. The advice is the Two of Wands, the World card, Universe, and the Nine of Pentacles. It's very important we become independent. We follow our own path, because that's how we can start manifesting, start grounding these new energies. They are already there. The new world is essentially already there. We need to bring it in by getting out of this feeling of empathy, of it doesn't matter anymore, this feeling like it's hopeless. There's no hope. A lot of people are still stuck in this, like it doesn't matter anymore what I do, but it does. You are so important. Your part is so important. So we really need to become independent, not get manipulated by all these things happening in the media, in the independent media, but follow your own path. Use your discernment. Get out of this funk, so to speak, this almost debilitating, maybe you're feeling like it doesn't matter. There are a lot of people now giving up, and it's really about getting out of that feeling. Feel through it. It's very important. If you do feel this, if you do sense like I feel like it's useless, I'm feeling hopelessness, feel through it. That's the way to get through it. The only way to really heal it is to feel through it, so you can get moving again. Follow your own path. Make sure you make your own decisions. Be independent. Follow your inner compass. Then you can really bring in these new energies that we are really waiting for. We are the ones to create this new earth, but we have to ground ourselves. We have to follow our own path, be independent, get out of this feeling, because this is a very low vibration. Feel through it. If you have feelings of you're like, oh, I feel like giving up, this is not going anywhere, these feelings come up, feel through them, and then move in your own your own path, in your own tempo, in what feels right to you. Take good care of you. Take good care of yourself. What do you need? What is important to you? And follow that. Very, very important. So I'd like to leave it at this, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.